Hey rainbows! So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm editing it right now. In this video, I talk about my coming out experience with my mom, and she talks about her experience with me coming out. So some serious topics. We do keep it kind of light. This is for all of y'all who have asked me for advice on coming out and how to come out to like a conservative parent as well. I hope this helps, and I do a lot of other fun videos where I try things. But today, my mom and I are going to give advice on coming out and share our experiences with me coming out. I hope you enjoy, and I hope this helps someone. I thought that I need nobody, but now I met that one somebody. Okay, hey y'all. So my name is Nathan Piland. I make music and I make YouTube videos. Today we're gonna be, so I get a lot of questions and comments and DMs asking me for advice about coming out to your parents. Should I come out to my parents? What if they're conservative? I don't know, just like a million different things. And just every variation you can think of, stuff like that. So I wanted to make an actual video explaining my experience. And my mom's here because she was a part of that experience. Yeah, so we're just gonna talk about it.
And to give the parents' side.
Yeah.
At least this parent's side.
Yes. And my mom's great and amazing and really loving. And really accepting as a person in general. So everything, keep in mind too, everyone's experience is gonna be a little bit different, but mine was a good experience from what I think of it. I look back and I think, oh, this was like a good experience. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Links to all my other stuff down below. This is gonna be more of a serious video, obviously. But yeah, let's just get into it. We're just gonna talk, and hopefully this is interesting to y'all, and it helps some people. So when I first knew I was gay, I was like 4 or 5. I remember really liking George of the Jungle way too much. And the actor, I like the George of the Jungle movie actor way too much, because he's like a shirtless man who had muscles. Either way, that for me was a big thing. And then I remember when I was 8 or 9, around that time, I stumbled onto gay porn on the internet. And that was I saw straight porn and gay porn at the same time. And I didn't like the straight porn, but I liked the gay porn. But I was 8 or 9, so I didn't know what I was seeing first off, and I also didn't know, wasn't overanalyzing why do I like this? I would just I like this, It wasn't a big thing. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah.
Where did you stumble onto it? Just on the internet?
Just on the internet, yeah.
Oh, gosh, okay.
Yeah.
And we had filters, oh well.
Yeah.
So much for that.
Then eventually this is just how I remember things. My mom and dad found out I was watching gay porn, because I was watching a lot, or here and there, I guess. I don't really remember, but I know I was watching it more than once. I think when I was maybe 11 or something, they saw it in the search history and then asked me about it. And then I think you made me talk to my youth pastor, right? Or no, you didn't. Not the first time. Then I tried to hide it more, and then they found out for a second or third time. There was a second or third instance where I was watching gay porn, so they made me talk to my youth pastor when I was 11 or 12. And when he was asking me about it, I didn't tell him anything because I didn't want him. I was no, this is somehow I know that I'm in trouble if I tell him what was actually happening, because he was asking me about so what happens when you watch it? And I wasn't going to tell him I get turned on or whatever that. Because it seemed he was trying to, I don't know, whatever. Either way, I was oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about. So I just said I don't know a lot. And that was pretty much the gist of the conversation with my youth pastor. What do you remember about, or what was the early on experiences with me being gay that you remember? And and how you felt and everything?
In 6th grade, Nathan told me one time, it was just he and I at home, and he said, "Mom, I think I'm gay." And I just blew it off. I'm so sorry that I did, but I did. And but I didn't know I was blowing it off. Now I know I should have asked him, why do you think that? But he didn't look or act gay from what I understood that to be, and so I really had no idea. I just knew he was extremely artistic, but that could be anybody.
My brother likes sports and I like theater, Nicki Minaj, and Glee. But I wasn't gay. No, I was kidding. Okay. Yeah. I loved Lady Gaga.
So
All right, I'm done. That's what I'm wearing now. Thanks, house slabs.
So if you think that your parents know, they may have no idea. We had no idea, even with the gay porn stuff. I don't know. Parents are probably really in denial. But anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Mom, I'm gay, and I'm watching gay porn. Yeah, no, you're not. Oh, you went through a phase. That is what I was. I remember. Okay, wait, no, sorry. Backtrack a little bit. And this is we're just keeping it real, like, cause we're way past this. I'm like 25. When they found me, I think for the third instance of finding out that I remember I was so scared of y'all finding out. Like, I tried to figure out how to like delete search history, which I like didn't know how to do back then, and I was like freaking out. And I took what we had, our internet box. I took our internet box because we had like our internet in like a box. I don't know. It was weird. And I threw it out of the house. I went to the woods and I threw it way back in the woods. I didn't know what to do. And then I was like, well, they're going to find out. So maybe they won't, there's less of a chance of them finding out if I just leave the internet box in the normal place. And then and then the next day they found out. I do remember this, which is like very common response, especially from like I don't know, whatever. So like a kid telling their parents they're gay, but he was like, oh, everyone feels that way. At some point, everyone grows out of it. Like everyone feels that way. It's like that they might like the same gender, but that's how it is or whatever. And then it's just a phase. Those are like the two things.
And that's what I said.
And I was like, I remember thinking, I was like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah. And then a wall went up between Nathan and I.
Yeah, and my dad.
That I did not know why.
You could tell there was a wall.
Yes, but I didn't know, I had no idea why.
Okay.
But now looking back from then on, he shut down to us in a lot of ways.
I feel like I didn't open up from that until I was in 10th grade.
You didn't?
Yeah. So from, like, no judgment on anyone's side, like on either side. But yeah, I think definitely that moment I remember being like, I just didn't feel like I could like be honest, because I was honest about something like really big for me, and then it just wasn't received well. So from 12 years old to about 17 years old, that's when I was just not in it with my parents.
Yeah, and I had no idea why. And so again, not understanding what was going on, not understanding, not thinking he was gay. I mean, you hit it extremely well. I'm so sorry you had to do that. But anyway,
okay.
So why did you tell us? I remember that your youth pastor...
So I finally told you when I was in high school?
Yes, in
like for
10th
real?
or 11th grade. I remember he said, Mom and Dad, I need to talk to you, and I need you to together, and I need at least 15 minutes of your time, maybe 30. And so
I don't remember like
we all sat down in our family room, and he said, I'm gay. My youth pastor told me that I had to tell you guys. So I guess you'd already told him.
Well, okay, so my mentor at the time / like my youth pastor, who I was really close to at the time, and we're just, like, the only reason we're not close anymore is because I don't live in Virginia anymore. But I really trusted him, and I told him everything about everything. And it was, I mean, like, he knew I was gay, and then I confirmed it by telling him I was gay. And then, or he had his suspicions that I was gay. I can't necessarily say that he knew I was gay, but he had his suspicions. I told him, and it confirmed it. And then I think like maybe like 3 months after that, or maybe like 2 months after that, maybe it was right after, I don't really remember. But either way, he didn't push me. Like, he wasn't like, you tell your parents or I'll tell them. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, you should tell your parents because they're your parents, and they should know that about you, you know, just because like they should know that about you. So this is just our story. We are gonna hit on some like advice topics afterwards. This is just our story, both of our stories.
I remember that what he said was, give your parents, tell them, and then answer truthfully every question they ask you. And that after he said, I'm gay, and what I just told you that the youth pastor said, it's kind of a blur. It's a lot to take in, but it was
so be patient.
Extremely helpful to be told flat out, straight up, and then knowing too that he had already talked to somebody else about it, and somebody who we trusted and liked as well. Even we didn't know him, but very well, but anyway.
And at this point, all my best friends knew, all my pastors knew. I was very involved with my youth group. So literally, like, pretty much everyone I was close to knew, except for my parents at this point.
Yeah, and that will make it uncomfortable for your parents to have a lot of people know. Because Nathan, I thought they were dates. Would go to prom with really pretty.
I was always
nice,
around pretty girls.
Yeah. So and they were really really nice. And he had one friend for a long time.
Well, I dated girls. I did date girls because I thought I was bi. It wasn't until I was actually 19 that I realized I was gay completely. But I knew I was gay. I knew I was gay, but I wasn't supposed to be gay. That's what I thought. That's what I was like told, thought, and that's what I saw in culture, you know. You're not supposed to be gay, so I was like, oh well, I'm bi, and I'll suppress my sexuality because I struggle with same-sex attraction. That's the thing I used to say. I was like, oh yeah, I struggle with same-sex attraction. Like, it's a struggle for me that I like men and not women. So I'm going to fool myself in thinking that I'm bi, and I'll just marry a woman and like let this like gay side of me just like go away. But it doesn't go away. Like it doesn't go away. So be honest with yourself. Regardless of, just be honest with yourself, like about anything.
Yeah.
Especially something like this.
But I remember going up to somebody who he had dated on and off, and now I know that they were not dating anymore. They were just BFFs. I knew that they had actually dated, so I was still left back there. I remember going out and asking her dad, saying, gosh, do you think Nathan and so-and-so, are your daughter, are gonna end up together or what? And he gave me the weirdest look, and I thought, and then he just mumbled something and walked away, and I thought, what is up? I mean, it was very confusing to me. And it was just a couple of weeks later that Nathan told us. And now I realized he was trying to process the fact that I didn't know.
Yeah. That's funny.
I did want to say that after Nathan said he was gay and I discounted him, I think, looking back, he was very smart. I just, being completely heterosexual from the generation I'm from, I just didn't know any gay people, really. I just didn't know. So Nathan had me watch Glee with him, which I loved. Oh, I thought that was the best show. And of course, I fell in love with Kurt. It was just so neat. And Nathan would ask me questions, so what do you think of that? And I'm like, oh, well, blah, blah. And I think, didn't one of the characters have two dads? And
Rachel's had two dads.
Yeah.
And then Kurt went through the being bullied to being gay, and his dad had to like come to the fact that his son was gay and then come by his side to protect him from being bullied.
And then they had that other jock character who was gay
but closeted it, and I thought that was horrible what he did. That happens a lot. Yeah. Like, people are gay, but they are told they shouldn't be gay and that it's wrong to be gay, so then they become bullies of themselves, and in turn become bullies of other people who are gay, hate gay people because they hate themselves.
Anyway, I thought that was very smart of Nathan to say that. So I got to understand a little bit about bullying, the feelings, how other people